Good morning, students. It's another Wednesday where we do English language. It's been good so far on the platform, and I've been getting good responses from you. I will keep encouraging you to do well and be more consistent. So for the past 2 weeks now, we have been looking at phrases. And last week, I appreciate the way you all responded. Some of you said you understood the topic, and some of you are yet to have full grasp of the topic. I just want to encourage you to follow up with whatever it is I give on in the voice note as well as the video. Don't skip any video. Ensure that you watch all the videos. That will help you understand the aspects better. So today we have dwelt enough on noun phrases. We are moving on to verb phrases. Like I told you in English language that there are 5 types of phrases. We have the noun phrases, verb phrases, adverbial phrases, prepositional phrases, and then the adjectival phrases. So we have dealt with the noun phrases. Today we'll be going on to the verb phrases. When we talk about verb, what comes to your mind? Action. We know that a verb is a doing word or an action word. Now, one thing you must note is that there are 2 types of verbs. We have what we call auxiliary verbs and main verbs. The main verbs can also be called lexical verbs. So we have the auxiliary verbs, and then we have the main verbs. Now, the auxiliary verbs can also be known as helping verbs, while the main verbs can also be called lexical verbs. How do I identify a verb phrase in a sentence? A verb phrase is made up of an auxiliary verb and a main verb. For you to know what a verb phrase is, when you come across a sentence containing one, it must consist of these 2: the auxiliary verb, or the helping verb, and the main verb. Right? When we talk about the main verb tells the action that is done, while the auxiliary verbs are supportive. Example of auxiliary verbs, you know, example of auxiliary verbs are is, are, was, have, can, could, and so on and so forth. While the main verbs, example of main verbs could be go, come, beat, eat, dance, sleep, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to be giving us sentences that contain verb phrases. For example, she is going home. Now, looking at this, you will see that this is a verb, but it is what? An auxiliary verb. Going is the main action, which is what? The main verb, otherwise called lexical verb. Okay? Right? Another example you can say is, my sister was sleeping when I got home, for example. Now, was sleeping here is the verb phrase consisting of what? The auxiliary verb and then the main verb. So, verb phrase is the simplest of all because it only includes the auxiliary verb and the main verb. Now, we know that a verb actually depicts action. So, any group of words that depict action is a verb phrase. Within a sentence is a verb phrase. You can have more than 3 words making up a verb phrase, but the highest you can have in a sentence is 5. The highest of words making up a verb phrase is what? Is 5. But you can have, for example, another example. They have been sleeping since morning. Now, have is an auxiliary verb. Of course, you know that. Being is also an auxiliary verb. So these 2 auxiliary verb. Why this is the main verb? A consisting, making up the what? The verb phrase all together. So you can see here that we have how many words? 1, 2, 3. But these all make up the verb phrase. The highest number of words you can have that makes up a verb phrase in a sentence is 5. Is that okay? So for the classwork for today on the platform, I'll be giving you about 20 words to identify, to underline and identify the verb phrases in each of the sentences. So look out, because today we'll be dealing with both the verb phrase and then the adjectival phrase. Thank you.